What are angels really doing in your life? The untold truth is that they are not distant, mythological creatures soaring high in the heavens, removed from our everyday existence. No, angels are deeply woven into the fabric of our lives, quietly guiding us, supporting us, and urging us to rise above the challenges we face. Their work is not always loud or dramatic, but it is profound, often felt in the silent moments of reflection, in the stillness of our hearts, when we pause to listen. Angels as silent guides are often the most profound and least recognized forces in our lives. Their guidance does not come with fanfare or the urgency of a loud voice calling us to action. Instead, their role is more nuanced, more tender. They whisper to us in moments of hesitation, gently nudge us toward the right path, and steer us in the direction we might not have taken had we relied solely on our own understanding. One of the most remarkable aspects of angelic guidance is the way they respect our free will. Angels do not force, they do not control. They understand the importance of choice and respect the individual's journey. Where many other forces in life try to impose themselves on us, demanding our attention and action, angels simply offer support and guidance, leaving the choice to us. This allows us the freedom to make decisions, learn from our mistakes, and ultimately grow in wisdom and character. Their guidance is often gentle, never overbearing, and it arrives at just the right moment. It is during times of uncertainty, doubt, or indecision that their presence is most felt, even though it may be subtle at first. When we face important choices or crossroads in life, it is the subtle, intuitive guidance of angels that helps us move forward with confidence and clarity. There is often a moment of stillness, a quiet moment of reflection that arrives when we need it most. It's in these moments that we may find ourselves filled with an unspoken certainty, a knowing that points us in the right direction. This may come in the form of a sudden inspiration, an unexpected solution to a problem, or even just a sense of peace in the midst of confusion. It may not be an obvious answer, nor a clear path, but it is enough to keep us moving forward. What is crucial to understand about angels as guides is that their guidance is not about taking control of our lives or telling us exactly what to do. It is about helping us see beyond the immediate chaos and confusion, providing a broader perspective that we may not have been able to access on our own. In these moments of guidance, we often realize that we are not alone in our struggles, and that we are connected to a larger divine plan that we may not fully comprehend, but that we can trust. Their guidance is a reminder that we are not navigating the world in isolation. It's also important to note that angels guide us in ways that encourage us to grow and evolve. Their guidance is not about making life easier or removing the difficulties we face, but about helping us navigate those challenges with grace and strength. They do not promise a life free of hardship, but they promise to be with us in the midst of it, guiding us towards solutions, giving us the courage to face what we must face, and showing us the lessons that lie hidden in every trial. They do not simply protect us from harm. They challenge us to confront our fears, to rise above our limitations, and to stretch into the person we are meant to become. This process of growth is not always easy. In fact, it often requires us to step out of our comfort zones, to let go of old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve us, and to embrace change. Angels, in their quiet way, help us through this process, urging us to grow, evolve, and transform into the individuals we are capable of being. They are with us when we are faced with the difficult decisions that lead to personal growth. They help us stay the course when we feel tempted to return to old habits, or when the challenges before us seem insurmountable. It is in these moments that we begin to understand the depth of their guidance. For it is in times of growth and transformation that we often feel the angel's presence most strongly, offering us the strength to persevere. Angels as silent guides also work to help us recognize our own inner wisdom. They do not always provide us with direct answers or solutions. Instead, They often point us toward our own intuition, helping us access the deeper wisdom that resides within us all. This process is about self-discovery. In their quiet influence, angels help us reconnect with our true selves, encouraging us to trust our instincts, to listen to the whispers of our hearts, and to move forward with confidence in the knowledge that we have everything we need within us. They remind us that we are not helpless in the face of life's challenges, but are equipped with the inner resources and strength to meet whatever comes our way. As silent guides, angels also help us to see the interconnectedness of our lives. It is easy to become isolated, to think of our lives as separate and disconnected from others. But angels show us that we are all part of a larger whole. Their guidance helps us recognize the ways in which our actions, our choices, and our energy affect the world around us. They teach us to live with an awareness of how our words and actions influence others, and how, even in the smallest ways, we are all connected. Through their quiet influence, we are invited to live with greater compassion, understanding, and empathy for others, recognizing that we are all walking this path together. In this way, angels help us see beyond our individual needs and desires, prompting us to consider the greater good in our decisions. They guide us to take actions that align not only with our own personal growth, but with the well-being of those around us. Their guidance helps us to live lives of service, compassion, and love, recognizing that true fulfillment comes not from seeking our own gain, but from helping others along the way. They remind us that when we are guided by love and service, we become part of something much greater than ourselves, a divine plan that we may not always understand, but one that is unfolding perfectly nonetheless. The role of angels as silent guides is one that is often underappreciated in a world that values loudness and external achievement. But their influence is deep and lasting, shaping our lives in ways we may not fully realize until we reflect back on our journey. In those quiet moments when we are unsure of the path ahead, it is the subtle guidance of angels that can provide the clarity, strength, and peace we need to move forward with confidence. They are the silent companions who walk with us, helping us navigate the twists and turns of life, and leading us to become the individuals we are meant to be. Angels play a vital role in our personal growth, not just as protectors or comforters, but as active agents in the unfolding of our true potential. They are not content with merely shielding us from harm or guiding us towards safety. Their influence extends far beyond that. They are involved in our transformation, challenging us to become more than we were yesterday, helping us evolve into the fullest versions of ourselves. While we often think of angels as beings who only come to our aid in times of need, their most profound role lies in how they help us grow, often in ways we don't recognize until much later. One of the key ways angels foster personal growth is by encouraging us to confront our fears and limitations. We all have boundaries, mental, emotional, and spiritual, that we set for ourselves, whether consciously or subconsciously. These boundaries often protect us, giving us a sense of security, but they also limit our growth. Angels, in their wisdom, recognize that we cannot grow without facing these boundaries. They don't always force us into difficult situations, but they gently nudge us to take risks, to step out of our comfort zones, and to face the very things that scare us. It is through this act of facing our fears that we unlock new levels of growth, learning to trust not only in the world around us, but in our own strength and resilience. In some cases, angels may present us with opportunities that feel uncomfortable or even intimidating. These opportunities may take the form of new challenges in our personal lives or career, unexpected changes in our relationships, or circumstances that require us to let go of the familiar. While these situations may initially seem daunting, they are in fact invitations to grow. Angels are not in the business of making our lives easy. Their role is to guide us through the challenges that lead to our evolution. When we feel uncertain or hesitant, their presence becomes a quiet reminder that we are capable of overcoming even the most difficult obstacles. Angels also help us grow by encouraging us to trust in the process of life, even when we can't see the full picture. Often, we try to control every aspect of our lives, pushing ourselves to achieve certain goals or obtain specific outcomes. They encourage us to be patient, to trust that everything happens for a reason, and that even in moments of confusion or despair, we are exactly where we need to be. By teaching us to surrender control and trust in the journey, angels help us release the need for certainty and embrace the unknown. This release is often a catalyst for personal growth. Another way angels help us grow is by reminding us of our inherent worth and potential. It's easy to become discouraged by setbacks or failures, to believe that we are not good enough or capable of achieving our dreams. But angels, with their quiet presence, help us recognize our value. They see us for who we truly are, beyond our mistakes, beyond our doubts. They remind us that we are deserving of success, love, and happiness, and that our worth is not tied to our accomplishments, but to our inherent divinity. In moments of self-doubt, angels offer us the reassurance that we are enough just as we are. This reminder often sparks a shift in our mindset, encouraging us to take bold steps toward our goals, knowing that we are supported and loved. Furthermore, angels help us grow by fostering a deeper connection with our own spirituality. They are not only messengers from a higher power, but also gentle reminders that there is a divine presence within each of us. Through their guidance, we are invited to explore our spiritual beliefs more deeply, to connect with the part of ourselves that transcends the physical world. This connection is often the foundation for personal growth. Finally, angels support our growth by encouraging us to love and serve others. True growth is not just about our personal development. It is also about how we impact the world around us. Angels teach us that our journey is interconnected with the journeys of others, and that we grow most fully when we are focused on helping others along the way. They nudge us to step outside of our own needs and desires and to consider the well-being of those around us. In this process of loving and serving others, we often discover new aspects of ourselves, strengths, compassion, and wisdom that we may never have recognized if we had remained focused solely on our own growth. In essence, the angels guide us toward growth not by providing easy answers or removing obstacles, but by challenging us to face life with courage, patience, and love. They ask us to trust in ourselves, to believe in the process of life, and to embrace our divine potential. Through their subtle guidance, we become more than we were, stepping into the fullness of who we are meant to be. Angels are not distant, ethereal beings who only observe from afar, far removed from the struggles of human life. In truth, they are intimately involved with us, often in ways that are not immediately obvious. Their work is not about removing challenges or erasing difficulties. Rather, it is about equipping us to meet those challenges with strength, grace, and resilience. In moments of pain, confusion, or frustration, angels stand beside us, not to shield us from suffering, but to offer us the strength and clarity we need to navigate through it. Their presence is most profoundly felt, not when life is smooth, but when we find ourselves in the depths of struggle. In these moments, their role is not to take away the difficulty, but to provide the support we need to endure, learn, and ultimately emerge stronger. It is essential to understand that angels are not here to eliminate pain from our lives. Their role is to help us through it. Life, in its fullest sense, is an experience of contrast, light and dark, joy and sorrow, success and failure. To truly appreciate and understand joy, we must experience sorrow. To grow in strength, we must face difficulty. Angels do not protect us from these natural aspects of life, but they guide us through them. They teach us that every hardship we face has the potential to be a lesson, an opportunity for growth and a stepping stone on the path to becoming who we are meant to be. The presence of angels in the midst of struggle is most noticeable when we find ourselves in a situation that feels overwhelming, when we can't see a way out, or when we question whether we have the strength to continue. It is in these moments that angels quietly surround us, offering comfort, support, and encouragement. They are not here to take away the problem, but to remind us that we are not facing it alone. When we feel lost or unsure, they offer us the clarity to see the next step. When we are afraid or uncertain, they offer us the courage to take it. And when we feel weary and defeated, they offer us the strength to keep going, even when we don't believe we can. This support is often quiet and unassuming, and it does not always come in the form we expect. Angels do not always perform grand dramatic acts or offer us miraculous solutions. More often than not, their help comes in small, subtle ways: a sudden feeling of peace amidst chaos, a chance encounter that provides guidance, a moment of clarity that cuts through confusion, or an unexpected burst of energy when we are ready to give up. Their influence is felt in these quiet, fleeting moments, which, though small, can have an enormous impact on our ability to keep going. It is also important to understand that the struggles we face, while difficult, are often necessary for our growth and development. Without challenges, we would never be pushed to grow beyond our current limitations. Angels are keenly aware of this, and they do not intervene to remove obstacles from our paths, but rather to help us rise to meet them. They understand that each challenge is an opportunity to become stronger, wiser, and more resilient. By walking with us through these trials, they help us develop the qualities we need to thrive in the face of adversity. In many ways, angels teach us that struggle is not something to be feared or avoided, but something to be embraced as a part of the human experience. Life is not a series of constant, uninterrupted highs. It is a balance of highs and lows, successes and failures, joy and pain. It is through the contrast between these opposing forces that we learn, grow, and evolve. Angels do not promise us a life free of hardship, but they do promise to be with us in the midst of it. They help us understand that our difficulties do not define us, but how we respond to them does. Another vital aspect of the angels' role in our struggles is the way they help us shift our perspective. In the midst of difficulty, it is easy to become consumed by our problems, to see them as insurmountable obstacles or as signs of failure. But angels help us look beyond the immediate circumstances and see the larger picture. They help us recognize that every challenge we face is part of a larger divine plan. A plan that we may not fully understand at the moment, but that will eventually reveal itself in time. Their presence invites us to trust that there is a purpose behind our struggles, even if that purpose is not immediately clear. Angels also help us understand that we are stronger than we think. It is through our response to hardship that we discover our true strength. Angels are not here to shield us from life's challenges, but to help us discover the inner strength that lies dormant within us. Through their guidance, we learn that it is not the absence of struggle that defines a meaningful life, but the ability to face those struggles with courage, faith, and perseverance. Life's greatest lessons often come through the challenges we face, and angels help us navigate those lessons with grace. They encourage us to see every challenge as an opportunity for growth and transformation, an opportunity to rise above our fears, doubts, and limitations. In the end, angels do not promise us a life free from pain or difficulty. What they promise is their unwavering presence in the midst of it. They promise to stand with us when we are weary, to lift us up when we fall, and to help us find the strength and clarity to continue on our journey. Their influence is most deeply felt in the moments when we feel most vulnerable, when we question our ability to endure. It is in these moments that angels remind us of our strength, our resilience, and our divine purpose. They show us that we are capable of far more than we realize, and that even in our most difficult moments, we are not alone. Angels often work in ways that are not immediately recognized, operating in the background of our lives, quietly influencing our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Their role is not about grand displays of power or attention-grabbing interventions. Rather, it is a subtle, silent presence that guides us in ways we may not fully understand. It is in this quiet influence that angels help shape our lives, gently nudging us toward better choices, deeper understanding, and higher potential. Their work is often behind the scenes, invisible to the naked eye, yet its impact can be profound and lasting. One of the most powerful ways angels influence our lives is by helping us navigate difficult moments. When we face challenges that seem insurmountable, it is easy to become overwhelmed. It may come in the form of a small, unexpected insight, a moment of peace in the middle of chaos, or a surge of strength when we feel as though we have nothing left to give. They are there when we need them most, providing the strength to keep moving forward, even when we feel defeated. In addition to supporting us in times of crisis, angels also help us to see the bigger picture when we are caught up in the small details of our lives. It is easy to become bogged down by the daily stresses and challenges, losing sight of the larger purpose and meaning of our lives. Angels help us step back and gain perspective, showing us that the struggles we face today are part of a much larger plan. They remind us that every challenge, no matter how difficult, is an opportunity for growth and transformation. In this way, angels help us navigate the ebb and flow of life with a sense of calm and purpose, helping us see that even the most trying moments are temporary and necessary for our development. Angels also help us to stay aligned with our true selves and our highest potential. In a world that constantly pulls us in many different directions, it is easy to lose sight of who we are and what we truly want. We may become distracted by the expectations of others or by the demands of society and forget what truly matters to us. Angels help us reconnect with our authentic selves, gently reminding us of our deepest desires, values, and goals. They guide us back to our true path, offering us clarity when we feel lost or unsure of which direction to take. By helping us stay true to our own hearts, angels ensure that we remain connected to our purpose, living lives that are aligned with our deepest values. Angels also have a profound impact on our relationships with others. In doing so, angels help us build relationships that are based on love, respect, and mutual growth, rather than fear, manipulation, or control. Through their influence, we are able to create more harmonious and supportive connections with others, which in turn enhances our own sense of peace and well-being. Furthermore, angels help us navigate our spiritual journeys, encouraging us to deepen our connection with the divine. They guide us in our spiritual practices, whether that be through prayer, meditation, or other forms of reflection. In doing so, they help us open our hearts and minds to the greater truths of the universe, showing us that we are part of something much larger than ourselves. Angels remind us that we are spiritual beings having a human experience, and that our ultimate purpose is to align with divine love, wisdom, and truth. Their guidance helps us stay grounded in our spirituality, offering us the clarity and strength to face life's challenges with grace and compassion. In moments of doubt or confusion, angels help us cultivate trust and faith. It is easy to become disillusioned with life, especially when things don't go according to plan. We may question our choices, our worth, or the direction we are heading. But angels remind us that we are not alone, and that everything unfolds in its own time and according to divine will. Their quiet influence helps us release our fears and anxieties, replacing them with trust in the process of life. With their guidance, we learn to accept that not everything is within our control, and that true peace comes from surrendering to the flow of life, trusting that everything is unfolding as it should. The work of angels in our lives is subtle, yet profound. Their guidance may not always be obvious, and their presence is often felt more than seen. Yet in their quiet, behind-the-scenes work, they help us navigate life's challenges, align with our higher selves, and cultivate deeper relationships with others. Through their gentle influence, they help us grow spiritually, emotionally, and mentally, guiding us toward the person we are meant to become.